good folks, and welcome to another episode of Pink Basket TV, part of the Pink Basket project on www.thepinkbasket.ca. On that website, you can support local businesses and businesses from all around, and you can submit stories about dealing with businesses that inspired you. If you're a business owner, you can also submit stories of how you've been dealing with business, and or get some of your clients to submit their stories of dealing with you. You also could submit your free listing, and there's lots of videos to watch with interviews with awesome business owners and operators talking to us. Things are opening up in different phases around Ontario. GTA, we got to do a little bit better, but we're doing good, so keep it up. And let's support all sorts of businesses to help them get back on their feet and get jobs back happening for everyone. Today, we have the pleasure of having Lisa Mclean, Marketing Manager, Canada, USA, and Latin America of LeBoat on www.leboat.ca. Let's bring on Lisa. Welcome to the show, Lisa.
Nice to meet everybody. Thank you so much for inviting us to be on your show today. We're super excited.
I heard great things about your company, so I said, hey, let's chat with them. All right, well, let's talk about the company. Let's start with behind a business, there is always a story and people, and we love the stories and people. So how did the business start? Who are behind the business, and what was the reason to start it?
Sure. So LeBoat has been in operation in Europe for more than 50 years. So in Europe, we have a fleet of 950 boats, and we do all of the major inland waterways. So all throughout France, we have 8 different regions in France. So the Burgundy wine region, the Lot, the Aquitaine, and then we also do Scotland, Ireland, the Thames in London, as well as Netherlands, Germany, Belgium. And then when they were looking for an expansion, they wanted to come to North America. So their choice was to look at destinations either in the US or in Canada. So when they discovered the UNESCO World Heritage Rideau Canal in Ontario, it's all operated by Parks Canada. So they thought this would be a fantastic destination to be their first entry into the North America market.
Okay, so you're just getting into here.
Yes, this is our 3rd season.
Wow.
So LeBoat is a leader in canal boat cruising in the European market. But I think a lot of North American travelers have never considered renting a luxury houseboat. In Europe, it seems to be more of a way of life. When you're downtown Amsterdam, you see all the houseboats, all the canal boats parked along the canal. When you're in London, you see all the boats out on the Thames. So I think it's really bringing a luxury product to the Canadian market and really introducing the Canadian consumer that luxury houseboat rental is, one, affordable. A lot of people think that renting a private yacht, you'd have to be the Kardashians or or somebody like that. So it is an affordable travel option. And then the biggest misnomer is that it's easy to drive. People don't realize how easy it is to drive our boats, and especially in Ontario, you do not need a boat license, and you don't need any boating experience whatsoever. So we teach you everything that you need to know, and then we send you off on your way. So I would say it's a fantastic staycation opportunity, especially given the current climate of travel. And it's very, very similar to an RV rental, except for you're on a luxury yacht and you're exploring the destination by the waterway.
Wow, you're talking. I'm thinking party. I'm thinking of who of my friends I'm gonna invite for this. Yeah, you know what? Actually, after we're done, I'm gonna give you my email. I could think of, and you don't have to have a license. That's interesting.
No, you don't need to have a license in Ontario. If you're renting a boat or a watercraft, you only need to have a lesson. But if you're a boat owner in Ontario, then that's when you need the license. So
actually, one of my friends is a boater, so she might be able to just operate it without any fear. Cool. Yeah. You know what? Who started it? I'm always curious. Like, is it a family business to begin with?
No, we're actually a big corporation. So we're part of the Travelopia business. So that's who currently owns us. And we're part of a bigger company that has a lot of travel brands underneath their umbrella. And then when we came to Canada, they invested $16 million into our base operations, as well as purchasing up to 32 new boats for our fleet in Ontario. And it has been successful. We're now in our 3rd season. So every year we get 4 new boats. So this year we're up to a fleet of 24. And until we have a fleet of 32 on the Rideau Canal, and then looking at other canals throughout Ontario or Canada that we can expand on.
That's a great story. And you know what? Knowing how good things are done in Europe, and you're bringing it here, that's very attractive. Let's talk about Le Boat. What makes you? So there's no other service like this in Ontario at all?
There's a few other houseboat companies. So I think a lot of people, when you say that you're going to go houseboating, they think of the houseboats of the 1970s or the 1980s, where it looked like it was a trailer on a barge. But our boats are very yacht-like. So here's a sample of what our boats look like. So it's very much a very luxury yacht-style houseboat. So on the top deck, you have a top deck barbecue, lots of seating area. There's a sun seat on the top deck, as well as a fully equipped kitchen. And because we are a luxury product, there's no sharing of the bathroom. So every cabin has its own private bathroom and private cabin.
Nice.
And we have 5 different size models to choose from. So it sleeps anywhere from 2 people up to 12 people.
How long are how do you rent it? You rent it for a few days or a week?
Yeah, so you can rent it for a short break. So we do 3 to 5 night short breaks. So you can come for a long weekend, or you can come midweek if you want. And we also rent it for 7 to 10 nights to 14 nights. And no matter, we're happy to accommodate whatever your vacation length is, but the minimum is 3 nights.
Beautiful. Okay, well, you know what? The question was, what makes you unique? But there's a lot of things that seem to make you unique than other services. So,
I think one of the other things that makes us unique is the boat is equipped with bumper pads. So if you are a beginner driver, you don't have to worry about damaging the boat, because the boats, because you're on a canal, they only go a maximum of 10 kilometers an hour. And they do have the bumper pads all the way around. So if you bump into something, you don't have to worry. You're not going to do any damage.
Pretty safe, actually. Very, 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 very nice. Very nice feature, actually. For somebody who's a scaredy cat like me, that would be a great option.
If you can drive a car, you can drive one of our boats. It also has bow and stern thrusters. So you just have to hit a button and it pushes the boat sideways.
Wow, nice. So how have you been operating during COVID-19? What adjustments did you have to do recently to accommodate that? I guess a boat is private, so really people who are renting the boat are usually friends or families who trust each other to begin with, right?
Yeah, so when they increased the group size for your social circle up to 10 people, that really allowed 2 families or parents with their grandkids to come out to do one of our trips, because you can rent a boat up to 12 people. For COVID, we're only allowing a maximum of 10 people this year, which is still fantastic. We are extra cleaning all of our boats. We are asking the customers when they check in, wear masks. And then all of our staff are using medical grade sanitizer to clean the boats. We're making sure that once the boats are cleaned, they're sealed off and no one else can go on them. So you can trust that your environment that you'll be living on for the next couple days has been sanitized and cleaned. We also provide sanitizer on the boat, as well as hand soap, to make sure that you are sanitizing every time you leave the boat or come back on the boat. So yes, we have a new COVID safety charter. And then we also know that people are a bit nervous about booking. So we did introduce a new booking with confidence policy. So if for any reason whatsoever you need to cancel, you can cancel within 48 hours of your booking and rebook for next year or a later date. So if someone in your party happens to get sick or you're not feeling well, you're not going to lose all of the money that you put down. You can transfer that to a future booking.
That's very, very caring. You're doing all the great steps to take care of people. Well, other than COVID, eventually COVID hopefully will not be with us. What have you learned? You've been operating for 3 years here. Any lessons you've learned that got you to change things along the way?
Well, one of the biggest things I've learned, I grew up in Ontario. I've lived in Ontario my whole life, and I've never explored the Rideau Canal. So
Oh, well.
before, I would live in Toronto. I would drive 4 hours to get to Muskoka. I'd be on the 400, just stuck in traffic. I would go to Niagara on the Lake, but I never knew that the Rideau Canal was this spectacular waterway that's in our own backyard. I've been to Ottawa lots of times, but I had no idea that the Rideau Canal actually stretched continuously from Ottawa to Kingston. And it is very reminiscent of the waterways of Muskoka. There's fantastic wildlife. It's very much like the Thousand Islands. So it's spotted with lots of different little private islands with cottages. So I think it is one of Ontario's best kept secrets. And I think people don't realize it's Ontario's only UNESCO World Heritage Site as well. And that's because the locks have not changed. They were built in 1832. And the technology is still operated by Parks Canada, all manually by hand. So they're not electronic locks.
That's awesome. You know what? You're talking, and I'm seeing a video presentation of being on a boat, literally cruising around the canal. It sounds fantastic.
Our product is very conducive to being COVID friendly as well, because you are in your own environment. You get to cook your own meals. We can have the groceries delivered to your boat. We can put on stand-up paddle boards, kayaks, as well as bicycles.
Wow.
So you can like really take advantage of being out on the water. And then when you moor at nighttime, you're at this spectacular parkland that's owned by Parks Canada. So you can have a barbecue on the top deck. You can just enjoy drinks under the stars. You can have a campfire. So it's really the quintessential Canadian holiday, all packaged into one.
Beautiful. Who are your clients? And I don't mean their demographics. Who are your dream clients, your wish clients? Somebody who appreciates a leisurely, you tell me.
Yeah, it's someone who, like you said, appreciates a leisurely style vacation. They're not in a huge rush. They're very adventurous. They want to get outdoors. So they don't want, because you learn how to drive the boat yourself. It's very much a hands-on vacation. So you get to like really build a lot of team building, have camaraderie, especially with families. A lot of people have said that they haven't sat down for dinner with their children with no cell phones on for the last little while since they became teenagers. So it's a time where you can really reconnect with friends and also reconnect with nature, because I think during this time we've been locked up for the last 4 months. So it's a great way to get outdoors, enjoy the sunshine, see the spectacular wildlife, and just enjoy life on the water for a week.
Beautiful. Have you connected with the LGBTQ community before?
Yes, we actually decorated the boats for Pride.
Nice. Yay.
A water flotilla for Pride in Ottawa, similar to what they do in Amsterdam. But
nice.
We think it's a perfect product for your community, and we'd be more than happy to welcome everybody to Smith Falls to get on a boat. And if you have a large group, you can rent multiple boats as well. And we're more than happy to welcome everyone from the LGBTQ community to come in.
That's okay. I find it hard to say the whole thing, so don't worry. Well, very, very nice. And I love that you're welcoming and supporting of the community. Actually, there could be a lot of ways to get on the boats, have a nice little party, do some pride cruising around the summer. So beautiful, nice.
A lot of the small communities along the Rideau Canal and the local businesses are also very pride friendly. Many of the local establishments have pride flags up, so you know that it's friendly. They're very friendly to people coming from the Toronto region, especially during this time. They're just happy to welcome new visitors to their local communities. So it's a typical small town Ontario, but they're very friendly to everybody, and they welcome everybody.
You know what? Actually, I find my experience, I rent a lot of cottages around the summers for the last 30 years. I find a lot of small town are very welcoming, very accommodating, very lovely. So yeah, no, my experience has been really great with small town. Um, what inspires you when you see a business doing?
It's really inspired me during COVID to see how all the local businesses have really helped each other out. I think this has really shown how you need to be able to adapt. I think a lot of the small businesses haven't been online before. They've had to really change all of their operations to kind of adjust to all of the new COVID environment. So I've been really inspired by all of the small businesses, the tour operators, as well as the communities all coming together. It's been exciting to see how everyone's helped each other out as well, and really encouraged to shop local and not just shop at the big box stores. So I think that's been really inspiring to me, and how these small businesses have really had to adapt and change on a dime and be very agile in this type of environment just to survive. So that's been really inspiring. I've been in the travel industry for the last 20 years, and I think we have never experienced something like this. I think the last big thing was probably 9/11.
Yeah.
But to see everyone come together to kind of adjust and really rally each other has been really inspiring.
Thank you. Actually, you know what? I almost teared up a little bit because it's true. I mean, obviously, media has been a complete struggle during COVID-19. But instead of just sitting around, I've been helping businesses. Businesses have been helping us. This camaraderie and caring for one another is what shows us that in hard times we do have humanity to fall back on.
Yeah, and I think even companies like Zoom that we're talking on right now, it's inspiring to see people adapt new technologies as well. And now it's been our way of life. And just the outpouring of support from my friends and family and local business people as well. Everybody checking on each other to make sure that you're
Yeah.
still fine, delivering groceries or toilet paper or hand sanitizer to your neighbors when they're all out has been really inspiring too. So it's like you said, everyone coming together as a greater good community has been super inspiring to me.
Cool. Yeah, I've never done Zoom before this, and now I think I have about 50 interviews on Zoom under my belt on different shows that we do on the media. Okay, let's talk about, let's give all the contact stuff. How do we find Le Boat on every platform that you're on?
Great. You can visit our website at leboat.ca, and that's Canadian pricing. You can also give us a call at 1-800-734-5491, or you can email our sales team if you want to get a quote and find out what boats are available for this season, at info@leboat.com.
Beautiful. Are you on all the social media platforms as
Yes,
well?
we're also on, you can look up Le Boat Vacations on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Okay.
And then you can learn all about our experience. We also have a fantastic YouTube channel where you can see how a boat lesson looks like. You can see our fantastic cruising grounds through videos. So we have lots of fantastic content on our social media pages as well.
Very cool. I'm gonna be going looking for photos. I need to dream of a vacation.
Yeah. Well, don't dream. Come and visit us.
You know what? This will happen. I will do this. I just gotta figure out if it's this summer or get a bunch of friends. But I've already can think of this actually more exciting than just. I love cottage, but I think this you can see a lot more and
Yeah.
experience nature along the way, kind of thing. So,
Yeah, and in the cottage, it's like a floating cottage or a floating condo because it comes equipped with everything that you need. And then
and
you
that's the
always
sound of.
have a waterfront property, so you can't it's spectacular every morning.
Before we go, actually, I just got a question in my head. What happens at like you park at night and you've got this whole view of the lake?
Yeah, so you can park at the lock stations. The Parks Canada lock stations are right on the waterway. It's a protected inlet, so you're protected from wind and elements. You just
Wow.
tie up so you don't have to drop anchor. It's very easy to moor there overnight. There's also shore power, so you can plug the boat in so you don't have to worry about not having enough power. And then all of the local towns along the Rideau Canal also have private marinas and private harbors that you can also park at. So there's no problem trying to find parking at nighttime. So typically you would cruise for 2 to 3 hours a day. You'd go to your next destination, then you'd tie up, get out the kayaks or the bikes or the barbecue, or explore the small towns along the Rideau Canal as well.
Thank you. I'm glad that question came to mind. Let's close with a personal recommendation. We are all looking to feel good and a little dormancy these days. What have you been reading, watching, listening to that's been making you feel and recommend to everyone?
I've been watching a lot of Netflix.
So have I.
But I think I've been watching a lot of travel shows too to be inspired of where I can go next. So I have been watching quite a few different travel shows. So Travel Scope with Joseph Rosendo on PBS, as well as Samantha Brown's new travel show as well. That's a fantastic show that is lots of engaging. And I think the most thing that I've watched is Bon Appetit cooking channel, their YouTube channel with all of their chefs, because I've been, like everybody, trying to make bread, trying to make bagels, cooking a lot at home, and sharing all of my recipes with my friends and family as well. So I think probably I've been inspired mostly for all the cooking shows and to eat healthier and eat at home more.
Okay. Hey, food and travel. I like you already. Awesome. Thank you for your time, Lisa. It's been a pleasure. Keep up the good work. I hope you guys are here for another many, many, many years and growing and all that. So
yeah, and we look forward to welcoming you aboard. So the season does go until the fall. So there's perfect fall colors from the waterway. So feel free to contact us. So if you're busy this summer, we are open until October 14th. And the season always goes from May 2-4 weekend all the way to Thanksgiving weekend. So we look forward to welcoming everybody from your community on the boat. And I am at the base, so I look forward to checking you all in.